And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tarenmor's Adventures in Minecraft, featuring Equivalent Exchange, Red Power 2, Industrial Craft, Buildcraft, and many, many more. Inspired by Direwolf 20. Today's episode is actually going to be a recap because I just filmed the episode, except I forgot to turn on fraps, so I'm an idiot and have adjusted my checklist. You see this funky little thing that's winking at me? That's called a red alloy furnace, and I'm going to show you how I make that. I take 8 bricks, put them like so, and that gets you the alloy furnace. Now I don't need another one, so I'm just going to leave those there. Now the furnace needs coal, has this big box right here, and an output face. So the way it works is you take some iron, and you take some redstone. Now there are other recipes, but this is the one I showed previously. The alloy furnace is intelligent. It is intelligent enough to know how much stuff is in there, so it knows when to actually start baking. So I'm going to throw in 1 piece of red alloy, and that does nothing. You can see it doesn't cook anything. A second piece doesn't do anything. A third, nothing. And a fourth, oh look, it's cooking now. So for every 1 iron ingot and 4 redstone powder, you get 1 red alloy ingot. Now if you take these red alloy ingots and you run them in a row like so, I'm just going to do it to all of these since that's what I planned on doing anyways, you get red alloy wire. Now red alloy wire is pretty cool. It's kind of like redstone dust in that you can transmit a redstone signal along it. As you can see, it looks a little different, but that's because it's a wire rather than being just powder thrown on the ground. And because it's a wire, it actually transmits a lot clearer of a signal. It also can go up walls. Check that out. It can also go around walls. Check that out. Now, as I was saying in my aborted episode, I'm not actually very good at red power. So you're going to notice that I'm going to be doing very little in the way of red power construction. I will be doing a small amount, but not nearly as much as you might think. And that's because, frankly, I'm kind of an idiot, as I'm sure you figured out by now. So I'm not as good at things like that as other people are. Now, I'm going to sleep real quick because it's night and I don't want to be attacked by vicious, evil things. Keep my sword out in case there's a nearby creeper. And as I come over here, you'll notice a bunch of cobblestone. And I bet you're saying, Taren, what the heck is going on up here? It just looks weird. Well, viewer, lovely viewer, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I am framing my future pump station. As you can see, I flattened out a bunch of terrain. I set up a bunch of weird cobblestone shapes. This is marking out the size of my room. This is marking out the eventual height. And right here is where my door is going to be. And I'm going to end up making a set of stairs going down all the way to my village. Now over here, this is where I'm going to be putting my pump. It's going to be pumping down into this oil well. And it's going to look very much like a derrick. And I'm going to be pumping up all this excess oil too. It's going to pump into that hole right there. And this line of cobblestone right here, well, that's going to be a oil tank. Okay? All my oil is going to pump into this tank, and from there I can do other stuff with it. These 3 cobblestone right here will be my future refineries. And then these 2 are going to be my fuel tanks for storage. These 3 sets of 3 cobblestone are going to be my power generators. Now, I am going to be keeping them separate, so each one will pump into its own independent teleport type for power, so that I can send it exactly where I want, and that's why I got this redstone wire, is so I can wire in on-off switches. A simple thing, I think. There is going to be endless water sources behind, which will pump in cooling water to keep them from overheating. And that's pretty much it. I will be building most of this off camera, although when I get to the actual construction of like the refineries and the pump and such, those will be built so that you can see how I'm wiring this stuff up. I just don't feel like doing the actual construction process where you're going to be sitting there going, wow, Taren, this is boring. That said, I actually have some glass now. The first thing I'm going to need, and I'm going to need a lot of them, are called oil tanks, or just tanks. Right there. It's glass set up like this. This will get me 8. My tanks will just kind of go over there. I'm also going to need a fair amount of pipes that I'm going to have to turn into waterproof pipes. I don't actually have the stuff to make the waterproof piping right now, but basically it's, well, I'll show it to you when I get the stuff. I really need to also harvest up some of my stuff. Now, one of the things I noticed right at the end of last episode is I have some flax that's grown. I have never grown flax. It's never been of interest, so I have no idea what I'm going to get when I smack this thing. Okay. Okay, is it going to, like, hurt me? Okay, I'm just going to crouch right over here and punch. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Hey, string. Ooh, they drop string. That is awesome. I like that. They kind of take a while to grow, but a nice renewable string resource. That's really cool. Thank you, LRM. That's just an awesome addition to the game. Very sensible, too, because otherwise you're stuck looking for either sheep or you're stuck trying to, you know, kill tons and tons of annoying to find spiders. And who wants to actually hunt and fight in this game? I mean, come on. Combat is a joke. Okay, I was looking for... There it is. Copper. So I can throw it in my macerator. There we go. I'm cooking up some of that so I can make smooth stone pipes. Check me out. I just want 16 for now. I'm also going to pump out... Where's my wood? Seriously, there it is. Okay. Wooden pipes. Now, wooden pipes work in a specific manner. You pump a redstone signal into them, and a wooden pipe will transmit or pump items out of one thing and into another. So in this case, it would be from a water tank to, say, a refinery. Now, I do have to make them waterproof, and that's where this cactus farm comes into play. I have buckets and buckets of cactus. And if I take this cactus and I cook it, as you know, you get green dye. And green dye can be turned directly into waterproofing for pipes. So let's pump out a bit of this. Show you what I'm talking about. Cactus green, pipe waterproofing. Let's put one of my wooden transport right there. And I now have a wooden waterproof pipe. Now it does not stack with the normal wooden ones, and it has this kind of greenish texturing around the inside. See if I put it against the treasure chest right there, and huh, weird. Doesn't want to connect to the treasure chest. Odd. So let's run up here, and let's set up the very first reservoir I'm going to be using. Excuse me. That's going to be right here. Now the reason I'm filling this in, even though I'm not yet done with the outside of the house, is because, well, I wanted to give you guys something to watch. Okay. That is my tank, and when I pump stuff into it, it will go from my pump straight into there, and it'll fill up from the bottom up. Each one of those lines is about a bucket. Because yes, you can take from there with a bucket. The next thing I'm going to make is one of my refineries. Except I can't because I don't yet have diamond. I need more diamond. Oh man. Everything I've been planning has just been kind of tossed over the edge. That's not cool. I am an idiot, as I have said many, many times. Look at me, the fool. Can it be Fool Man? Da da da. Okay, that's enough self-deprecation for now. Let's throw these in here. I'm going to throw you guys in there too. Well, let's look at making the pump. So the pump is this right here. You take a mining well and you add a tank. So it's a good thing I have one extra tank. So how do you make the mining well? Well, you take an iron gear, a redstone, an iron pick, and a bunch of iron. So let's do that real quick, because I can actually do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to need some iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need some stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get it on here. This is the pattern for wooden gear. From wooden, you go to cobble gear. And from cobble, or from stone gear, you go to iron gear. Check that out. You go right in the middle. We need one of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. You go like so. You go right there, and I need 2 pieces of stick to make a iron pick. And I have a mining well. Sweet. Now I get that tank back. I'm going to set it like that, and now I have a pump. And the pump is pretty cool. And this feels like it's about time to wrap up, so I'm going to call it here. I hope to see you in my next episode. And in that episode, we'll put down our pump, and I'll set up some redstone engines for it. See you later.